Falcon fans, your Dirty Birds are 2-0. Stay tuned real quick to chat it up with Dirty Fanatics United. Let's get it.
TunePocket.com.
People, Falcon fans, Falcon family, your Dirty Birds are 2-0, and we are here to cover it with you live and in action. Always followed by my co-host, Philip. How you doing today, brother, after this wonderful 2-0 dub?
I'm doing beautiful. I got a little lightheaded during the game, but, had to calm down a little bit. But it went great, man. A little frustrated at the beginning, but it all turned out to be great. You feel me? What a beautiful Sunday.
And that's the great thing about the podcast, because that's what we bring here, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the beautiful. We're Falcon fans, so we're going to keep it 100 with you. We're going to break down today. We'll talk a little bit about the good, the bad, the ugly. We'll give you a little bit of Falcon updates, mainly an injury report type deal. Who gets the game ball for week 2? And we'll give a little Sunday game predictions for next week and expectations going forward. Philip, man, to jump right off the top, man, I will have to say I'm pleased with the Falcons stepping away 2-0. It's been a quiet a while since the Dirty Birds have been 2-0. It's a feeling like no other, man. I know we wanted to come out there and blow Green Bay out the water, but we must look at the performance Green Bay put up last week. Some would say injuries on both sides of the ball was why they were such poorly played. A lot there to talk about as well, but as always, Philip, it's next man up mentality. Philip, your thoughts on today's game and what unfolded today in the A?
Of course, just like week 1, starting off could have been a lot better. I mean, we all seen it. It was just certain things and plays that happened. O-line and I will say Ritter, they started off a little slow. They seemed a little too excited until they finally settled down. Then we started getting into the game.
Right.
So
I will agree with you, man. I felt like out the gate, we haven't yet had that dominant first drive of the season. Being only week 2, there's still a lot of more football to come. I feel like that will come. I will say O-line play at the start was really shaky for me. I don't like the fact that Chris Lindstrom's given up what he's gave up so far this season. Him and McGarry used to be our solid side. That used to be our run-heavy side. Bergeron's there doing his thing as a rookie, and he's doing pretty well, I'm going to say. Him and Dahlman, as a two that I'm really not worried about right now. I would love to see more out of Chris Lindstrom, just being that he is that all-pro lineman that we've seen. We've seen the production, so it's very rare. The horn's still going off. We still scoring touchdowns in the A. Rise up, baby. But as I was saying, man, it's just difficult to see him go out there and lose one-on-ones like that. So just real quick before we hop on further into what we have to talk about today, we'll hit the chat and see who's all Crystal Hayes, Jabri Harper, Bubba Gump, couple more in the chat, Kiki in the chat, Dwayne Ruffin. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We'll get to y'all's comments real soon. Philip, fill us in a little bit on what you've seen after the second half. What did you see when this team came out at halftime? You said we started off sluggish, but we gained back momentum. We seemed to fight just like we did week 1. So your thoughts on how different of a team management, how different of a time management team we are this season than we have been the past 2 seasons.
Okay, so after halftime, we came back out. We made a lot of adjustments, offense and defensive side of the ball. Defense we let up 24 points in the first half. Mm-hmm. We came back out. We did give a little bit here and there of yards, but we didn't give up no more points or touchdowns. So that's a big factor. The defense, And that's what football is. It doesn't matter how well you want the game to go. Your team is it's not always going to be perfect. They're gonna slip up, but that's what adjustments are for. Same with the offense. We came back. Um, Ritter with the deep balls. It looked like as Smith trusted him more.
Making the big plays. Arthur Smith finally
Uh,
settled in and trust what he had at QB1. Yeah, you're nailing
the
everything on the head, bro.
run plays is always as solid. Algier and Bijan just constantly doing their thing, and Ritter as well with the runs he had today, as one as a rushing touchdown. So I mean, we did a lot of adjustments coming out, and honestly, it paid off.
Right. I would totally agree, man. It's, like you said, it's what football's about. You go in the locker room, you correct what you've done wrong, you pop out after halftime, you get the ball, you come in, you make a big opening statement by driving down the field. I believe you get 7 points right there after halftime. Really good feeling seeing them boys come out the gate and produce so much more better football that we've seen on the field. Similar to what we did week one. Real quick, we'll hit the chat. Philip, chat's popping off as always. Dwayne Ruffin, number one in the chat. So what's up, fella? Great win. I damn near had a heart attack. I think me and Philip both can vouch to that, brother.
I about passed out.
Hell of a game, man. Hell of a game. I got a little too far in on the Corona, so was definitely screaming at the TV. So shout out to everybody that's here tonight. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that share, and please hit that subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. Philip Sadi in the chat. She says 2-0. Your Dirty Birds are 2-0. Such a great feeling. I don't even know how to explain how I feel right now. Being a 1-point game, I would love to see more points on the board, but man, 2-0 feels really great.
I'll take it.
Philip, go ahead and read that one for me. Jabri Harper in the chat.
Baby, I will be tomorrow. The crowd today was thrilled me. It was loud as I'm here in that building, Rose. That is fact.
Shout out to Archangel,
y'all,
a.k.a.
Listen,
Jabri Harper.
The fans, in my opinion, is the reason we got so much momentum at the end of that game. The fans got into it. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it was just out of anger or what, Desmond Ritter was hyping up. I think he was hyping up the fans.
The fact that Desmond used his legs so much today, bro, just tells me this man is only getting more settled in, bro. He's finally shaking off the jitters. He's finally doing what he did in college to make it to the NFL. I've said it all along, man, when they brought in Ritter, you just got to give the kid time to settle down. Philip, interesting fact for y'all, everybody that's on the chat here. Interesting fact, as I posted on Twitter last week, our boy Desmond Ritter is still undefeated at home, in college, and in the NFL. So shout out to Desmond Ritter for steadily doing what he does and just racking up points, man. We're scoring over 20 points a game so far. We're averaging over 24 points a game right now.
Out of everybody in the NFC
offense
South,
is working. Defense
we
is
have
working.
the most points scored in games.
Facts.
Like the past 2 weeks.
We got so much going on, man. There's so much to talk about. Philip, we got so many people here in the chat, man. Let's go right over here to Crystal. Hey, she says, let's go. Rise up. Dirty Birds. Let's go. Jabri Harper said 2-0, baby. He said, rise up, fellas. DSGB Hall in the chat said 2-0. Rise up. Shout out to you, DSGB Hall. Man, this podcast, bro, there's going to be so much to talk about, Philip. The way this season's going, bro, you think about it. Next week, you take on the Detroit Lions with a possible return of Jeff Okudah and CP at the same time. Philip, we got a little segment today. We'll talk about CP a little bit about what's going on with him. Look pretty healthy on the sideline. I'm not sure if it's just a holdback thing or is this trade rumor thing a real thing. We'll talk about it. We'll give our opinions on it and what we think about the whole CP trade situation. Victor Perez in the chat said, rise the fuck up, baby. Rise up. That's 2-0. It's a dub. I'll take it however we get it. DHB Hall said, Philip got that belt out. Yes, sir. Gotta have the belt. Gotta have the belt when we got the dubs. We champion city right now. Shout out to the Dirty Birds, man. Right here in the chat. Not sure who this one was. That's Jabri said, rise up, fellas. And always the one, the myth, the man, the legend, Bubba Gump in the chat with the
colors, red and black.
Jabri said, I'm calling it right now. We go 3-0 next weekend. Cardell and Okudah will be back. Also, make no mistakes. We beat a good team today.
Oh, for sure.
Very true. Philip, just your thoughts on right here on Jabri's comment, and we'll continue on with our subjects after you
I know people just thought last week was a fluke for Green Bay, but let's just be honest. they have a really great defense. I mean, we seen it today. I truly thought we was probably going to lose today. By the way, at middle of the game, but hey, I was wrong. I mean, I didn't say we was officially going to lose because I knew there was hope after at half. But they held us to 12, only 12 points. And it really could have been more due to certain a missed field goal, and I'm pretty sure wasn't it the touchdown before halftime?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was before halftime that they took back, even though Hollins was inbounds, by the way.
Yeah, that's crazy. We'll chat about that here a little bit. Now that you brought
but
that up, Falcon
but
fans, get active in the chat real quick. Let us know what you think about Mac Hollins' touchdown. Let me move this banner so everybody can get a clear look. Falcon fans, let us know here in the chat. Was this a touchdown? Was
now
this
come
7
on,
points
man.
added? Was this 6 points that should have been on the board? Let us know in the comment section. Philip, I will say this picture here to me, man, this is no other than a toe drag swag. So if we can't call this 6, I don't think we can call the toe drag swag 6 because
All right. So let's analyze this real quick.
Your point of contact's with your tiptoes. He hits that, and then he bounces off and releases with a light scrub on the left foot to the white.
The heel's already in this picture right here. The heel's, neither heel is touching the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 feet down.
That's 2 down.
Ball in possession.
Yep.
Full complete. And then he stepped out of bounds. How was that?
I agree. Let's hit the chat real quick.
Come on,
Let's see what the chat says.
Come on, man.
Real quick, we'll finish up some of these comments. Kiki said, I'm drunk. Hey, bros, they can't tell me nothing. Fact, we celebrate on Sundays around here. You heard?
Yeah.
Let's get it. Victor Press says 30-0 at home for Ritter. Facts. That is a crazy stat for such a young player. Also leading last week in passer rating and yards. So Ritter's, man, doing pretty well, I would say, to start the season off. He's done what he's been asked. To me, today he's over. Philip, we're going to head to Avis Avenue here in a little bit. I'm cranking up the Mercedes-Benz now. But we'll talk a little bit of stats over there. Desmond Ridder, man, I'm happy with him. I've seen him grown tremendously since he's been drafted by the Falcons. He hasn't had that veteran quarterback to sit behind and, flourish with, like Jordan Love and et cetera, quarterbacks that sit a couple years behind players like Aaron Rodgers and et cetera. So a lot to think about with Desmond Ridder and how young of a player he is. Philip, enough with the Matt Collins catch, man. It's a dub regardless. So shout out to that real quick. Shout out to the Dirty Birds nest with the cheese grater in the stadium. That right there that's epic. I love how our organization is making the Benz a hostile environment for traveling teams. Because Philip, you know as well as I do, the Packers travel pretty well.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought this picture right here was edited at first. I didn't think that was a real cheese grater inside this Benz, but I mean, hey, continue on doing those things, man. I love to see it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Headed to the chat real quick, man. Dwayne Ruffin said, rise way the hell up. Yes, sir. We flying high in the clouds, babe. Go Falcons 2-0. EQ, RC, appreciate the tune in, man. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe if you haven't already, man. We on the road to 1K, and we're taking everybody with us. Let's ride. Out of your Falcon mindset, ooh-wee. Just taking a break from cooking these Packer fans in my mention. 2-0, boys. Let's go. Rise up out of your Falcon mind. Great Falcon content creators, man. If you haven't already, head over to Out of Your Falcon Mind, man. Show them boys some love. Shout out to EQRC, man. Philip just dropped a subscribe for us here on the live channel. Shout out to EQRC, man. Shout out to you, brother. We greatly appreciate it. Out of Your Falcon Mind, man. Like I said, head over there, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. I'm sure these boys are going to have a breakdown coming up soon about what happened in the A. So shout out to them and what they got going on. Facebook user said, love seeing the old, let's see who that is. That's Crystal Hayes. She said, love seeing the old school jerseys too. They bring about a different type of energy. Facts. It seems like
you know what they say, baby. We too legit to quit.
Yes, sir. I feel like hit them with it one time. Man, it's just so great to be 2-0, man. The Benz definitely was rocking today. There was a lot of Packers, but there was a lot of Dirty Birds. And I must say, I wish I could have been there for this one, Philip. I know this one was an ecstatic one, just like week 1 was. We're going to make it back to the A, though. We always do.
For sure.
We love watching the Dirty Birds in person. EQ said it was a touchdown. Facts.
Definitely was. That
The
pissed me off.
toes, baby, the toes.
That pissed me off so bad.
Christopher Hayes said he scored. Jabri said they cheated us out of a touchdown. Yep, that's
Big
7 more to add on to that 25 to 24. What was it? 25, 24, something like that.
It's 24 to 20. Yeah, 25, 24.
Dwayne Robinson said that was a damn score. Out of your Falcon line says touchdown all day. Stormy Sapp in the chat. Miss Queen said rise up 2-0. Shout out moms, always giving us some support. Hit that like, hit that share, hit the subscribe. Philip, man, let's head on over to Avis Avenue and give us some stats and breakdown on what happened today in that 8.
Avis Avenue. All right, baby. Let's Twitch, Facebook, YouTube.
Yes,
Avis Avenue is now in your city.
Rise
all
up,
right,
rise up.
Let me break it down to you today on the top stars of the day. All right, let me just get to you. We starting off with the man himself. Believe the hype. Bijan Robinson.
The hype train is real.
19 carries. I can't even talk. I'm so happy, dog. You feel me? 19 carries for 124 yards. Shoosh. That's a rookie, by the way. With 4 catches for 48 yards, and also air and ground player of the game. Love to hear it, baby. Love to hear it.
Next, we're going to win rookie of the year for sure.
Next, we're going to my QB1. You feel me? I'm still not down out on him yet, baby. 19 for 32 with 237 passing yards. Love to see it. With 1 passing touchdown and 1 rushing touchdown as well. You love to see it. My boy get in there, baby.
Games. Let's go, Rick.
And let's not forget, he is 30-0 at home.
Yes, sir.
Who's doing it, man? Who's doing it? Why y'all hate, man? Come on now.
2-0, man. It's been a while.
And then we're going to give it to my boy, Drake London. Bounced back from a horrible week 1 with 6 receptions for 67 yards and 1 touchdown. Baby, you love to see it. Number 5 doing his thing. And then I'm going to give it to the beast himself, Tarzan.
Yes, sir,
my boy, Mac Hollins. 3 receptions, 60 yards, and mugged of a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
We all know it.
Facts.
And then on the defensive side of the ball, I'm gonna give it to one particular, and that is Caden Ellis. My boy balled out today, was everywhere on the field. 6 tackles, and was the only person to get a sack. And along with the defense, y'all adjusted after half. Mm-hmm. Couldn't ask for no better adjustments. You boys balled out that second half. So shout out to literally everybody. That's why I didn't go all into details on each player, because y'all all adjusted perfectly. And continue
shout
to play
out,
like
man.
That.
Y'all heard Philip. Y'all heard the man. That's Avis Avenue, man. Something new we started over here at the channel. Going great. The fans seem to love it. The subscribers seem to love it. And we're going to keep on rocking with it. Philip, appreciate what you're doing over there, brother. Let's keep it up. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. We'll hit the chat real quick before we move to our next subject. Caleb Crosby in the chat says, super clutch on that 4th down. Bijan is like that. Philip's been saying it all season, man. Philip's been saying it all season. That hype train is real.
All right, Philip, let me explain on that play. They cut the camera to Arthur Smith. His face was like some shock, like something had happened. I'm like, oh, he didn't get it. But they switched camera back. Bijan's already halfway down the field. I'm like, all right, we got this guy. Let's keep moving.
Yeah, it was definitely a great play. It was the RPO, I believe. He could run, pass, or option on that, and he decided to hand off to the man Bijan. So shout out to Bijan. Hell of a steal in the 1st round, Philip. Where we got him at in the draft was great. Philip, something we definitely need to talk about. It isn't our subject, but our chat just brought it up here. Victor Perez says, Koo making me nervous now every time he goes to kick. Philip, your thoughts on Koo, the preseason misses, the regular season misses. Your thoughts on what Koo's got going on? Is it a slump? Is it the jersey swap? What the hell is going on with Koo, bro?
I've noticed this since last year. He missed a couple ones that you thought, okay, he's got this. And then boom, it just easily missed. I don't know what it is. I think it's in a slump. Mm-hmm. But maybe he gets out of it. But, I will say I feel like it did kill momentum coming back after halftime. That 10-9, you just scored a touchdown, you get the ball back. The fans just seemed like they was just bummed out.
Making that statement before halftime, taking the game into the locker room at a 10-10 lead, tie was huge. And for Ku to not come away with the extra point to make it a solid 10-10, that 1 point really hurt us throughout the whole game because we were fighting for the whole game. There were some situations where you were in, if you score a touchdown, are we going for a 2 or are we going to rely on Ku to kick a field goal? So that's never a good thing to feel. I'm going to say Ku always puts up the fantasy numbers. He's racked up for me like 14 points on fantasy. So shout out to Ku. Still doing his thing. Definitely a little worrisome with
still gonna support.
We got to get it right.
No
maybe you should bring in a kicker for like some competition. Put him on the edge of his seat. Another conversation for another day. But if Ku does continue missing field goals, it's something we will definitely chat about.
Don't worry, they'll fix the problem.
Jabri with the swole emoji. Yes, sir. Bijan is that guy. EQ said the kid is for real. Speaking of Bijan, he said we got a winner for QB. Philip.
I'm down. I agree with that.
Conference. Give me your thoughts on Ritter's press conference after the.
I respect Desmond Ridder, whether he plays the best game or not. I like the way he sees himself because today watching the press conference, like he said, he hasn't given himself an A grade since early years of Cincinnati. He said he just feels like there's more room for improvement, and that he just wants to
Shout out to Terrell Johnson for the light. Appreciate that, Terrell.
He just wants to win. He doesn't care about what stats there are. He said because you could look at stats, and I totally agree. You could look at stats and say, oh, he went like say last week, 11 for 18
or 15, something
and then say, oh, he had a bad game because he didn't have these many yards. Some of them passes could be batted down, or not batted down, but thrown away, or just certain things like that. Doesn't really reflect on his gameplay, and I feel like that's what people look at, and it's not like that at all.
I think 100% Desmond Ridder is a winner. He did it in college. He's 30-0 at home. He's definitely a passionate guy about the game of football. He goes in, week out, and practices to be better. I've seen the growth from week one. 15 yards week one, Philip. What did you say, 200 and something this week? So there's that growth. There's that passing play. Passing game opening up. There's the passing game opening up. It just takes time. The chemistry's got to be built. You don't always want your team to come out the gate week one and just be explosive. That's not always how it works in the NFL. Some of these teams get hot in the middle of the season. Hopefully the Dirty Birds are one of those teams.
For what you said, mid-season, like the time it was the New York Giants. Matter of fact, they sucked it up until the middle of the year, and then they kicked it in gear, got into the playoffs, won the Super Bowl against the Patriots. I mean, that's all it takes, and you gotta be a full unit on this, man. And if we're still getting it together. We're getting it together still. We come back every halftime with adjustments, and I love to see it, man. And of course, you say we got 2-0.
Everyone. How about our 2-0 Dirty Birds, Philip? Rise up.
I'm feeling it.
Another thing we talked about here on the podcast a good bit is cornerback Trey Flowers. Victor has brought up another thing in the chat here. He said, how do we feel about Trey Flowers? Philip, you know how I feel about Trey Flowers. Most of our viewers do know how I feel about Trey Flowers, but your breakdown on what Trey Flowers did today. He did get benched during the game. They brought in Mike Hughes for a couple possessions. It seemed like the young quarterback Jordan Love was picking on a vet. So your thoughts on that, Philip? What do you think about Trey Flowers? We need Okuda back, but just your thoughts.
From last week to this week, every game is different. I gave him a B grade last week. This week, I gave him a C-. He was constantly getting beat, and it was the constant. Well, it was just horrible PI.
The blown pass that he could have intercepted.
I know you possibly just in your mind because you got beat that you didn't want him to catch the ball, but you like, I don't know, you're supposed to be paying attention to the ball itself.
Bro, it reminded me, what did Dad used to call stiff neck?
Who was the player? That was Chris Houston.
Chris Houston, man. Stiff neck, bro. You got to turn around. You got to look at the ball. You got to have your eyes on the ball. Plays like that.
Things like that. today
big
he's just a
yardage
full C
plays.
minus. Maybe
Trey
he bounces
Flowers for
back.
me, man. Trey Flowers for me. We've talked about it a lot here on the show about Trey Flowers. I'm not. I was rooting for Clark Phillips III to be out there on the field today.
I
That's how I
mentioned
feel
that
about
today as
Trey
well.
Flowers. We'll talk about that a little more. I think in the middle of the season we're going to have like a in or out segment here on the show, and we'll talk a little about who we're in on, who we're out on, and then we'll reflect Philip off of our in and out before the season week 1 game. We did one here. If you haven't checked that out, man, I believe it was episode 19. This is episode 21 now, so getting up on the numbers here. Terrell Johnson in chat said, "Rise up." Jabri said, "Sing and blow the whistle, blow the whistle. We 2-0, baby. Rise up." Kiki said, "Bro, at some point we have to talk about the right side of that O-line. What is going on?" Kiki,
Oh
we
my
brought
gosh.
that up just a couple minutes ago about how depressing it is to see Chris Lindstrom get bodied off the line the past 2 weeks.
It just
Hey man,
pains,
McGarry with the payday coming off of the big payday. That's always a question mark when you pay a player if they're gonna come out and they're produce like they did the year before. Philip, your thoughts real quick. I know we talked about it, but just run over Chris Lindstrom, McGarry. What's going on? Are they gonna get it right? Or is this something we need to worry about, another depth piece?
Okay, so today, Caleb McGarry.
Real quick, shout out to Dustin Hunter for tuning in, man. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that share.
Starting with today, I feel like Caleb McGarry did improve from last week. My main concern this week was mainly Chris Lindstrom from last week and this week. He kept letting certain plays happen that really shouldn't. It really concerns me knowing that you're a Pro Bowler. You was in talks of being the number 1 guard or tack, whatever. I can't even think right now.
Yeah, go.
But
you're right.
But it pains, bro. Like, what's going on, man? Whatever's going down.
It's
Like, let's
definitely
just,
worsen.
if it's something personal, get it fixed. You know what I mean? But we got to get it together, man. We got to get this thing rolling. We need you, man. Big time. I love to see body people.
Being a top 5 run game last year and still being a good run game so far. You would love to see us be a little more consistent in the pass game. Philip, we got a couple more segments here to talk about, but real quick, man, I should have added the picture to the thing, but if you haven't already, man, head over to Bonfire, bro. We got hoodies, T-shirts, crew fit T-shirts, stretch T-shirts. I forget the other word. It's like sweaters. We got all kinds of colors. We got a navy blue. We got a gray. We got, of course, black. We got white, dark gray, regular gray. The link will be in the description after the live. If you want to purchase anything, head on over there. All proceeds come to the channel. Helps us grow as a podcast and helps us bring more content to you guys. So we greatly appreciate it. Philip, I also want to shout out LaMarcus Boyd, man. Shout out to LaMarcus Boyd. He actually received his hoodie. He was our first purchaser. So, Philip, we're going to do something nice. We're going to do something nice for LaMarcus Boyd, man. I don't know what it is, but when I get something in, I'm going to send LaMarcus Boyd something in because it's just cool seeing people support you that you've never met, you never even talked to in person, but you've met here through the podcast, through the Falcons, and we greatly appreciate everybody that supported us throughout this journey.
Right.
Real quick, we got a couple more, like I said, a couple more segments to talk about. Philip, man, let's go ahead and do our Sunday game day prediction for Falcons versus Lions. Chat, get active. Let us know what you think the scores will be. And like I say, we'll reflect back to this later on next week, sometime after the game.
Let's see. So, all right. Who did the Lions play? Seattle. That was a tough game. The
Lions played Seattle today and lost in overtime by a touchdown, I believe.
Tough game, I see. Okay. I feel like it's gonna be another close game, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. I'm feeling another. Man, it could be. Yeah. The way our defense is playing second half, overall they're playing really better, much better than what we have. I'm seeing a 24-14 game. Atlanta.
I'm cool with that. I will agree with you, Philip. Lions have got some shit popping over there. Jared Goff looking pretty solid at quarterback. You got a rookie in Jamar Gibbs. Run game's been kind of questionable for our defense.
DJ
yeah, they got that piece of shit from the Saints, but he actually gave the Eagles over to them. we greatly hate him over here just for stomping on the Falcon like he did in the bin. So yeah, bump him. But I do believe it will be a
He'll
close
get
scoring
torched.
game. They got a nice O-line. They got some decent pieces there on the defense and the secondary. So it will be a close game. I don't know. Is it the Lions next week, Philip? Let's be for sure it's the Lions next week. I'm pretty sure it is, but I don't want to give any false narrative that it
Got it on my
isn't.
phone. It
The
is.
Lions is the next game.
And then it's in the
Then it's
UK.
Jaguars in London. So a lot
Early
to
game, boys.
come. A lot to come here for the Falcons. A lot to come for the Falcon fans. We're going to be up early Sunday morning if you're not at the game in London
At
watching our Dirty Birds.
At 9 a.m. here.
My prediction for week 3, the Dirty Birds walk away 3-0 with a dub of 17-13. Another tight game, but we sure enough walk away with a dub. I'm cool with it. Been a while since we've been 3-0, so it would definitely be dope to see that. Real quick, head to the chat. Jabri Harper said, "Drinking it up." That's the wrong one. He said, "Drinking it up." And then Caleb Maxwell says, "Sorry I'm late, but bypass. We 2-0. Let's go. Great comeback." Hey, man, appreciate you tuning in. It was a little pop-up show we decided to do. We greatly appreciate you being here. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. Shout out to Logan Hall for tuning in, man. Hit that like, brother. Hit that share. We greatly appreciate it. EQ said we go to London next week, right? That'll be the week after we go
That's
to
week
Detroit.
4.
Yeah, we go to Detroit week 3, and then we'll be in London week 4 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That actually took their first L today, Philip. So that's a team there to keep an eye on as well. Victor said his score prediction is 21-17 Falcons. Terrell Johnson says 21-17 Falcons. So a lot of close scores, 27-17 Falcons. So a lot to look at. Caleb Maxwell said it is my brother's a Lions game. So I can't wait to rub that 3-0 in his face. Facts. Anytime you got a rival brother or family member, it's always fun. That's the good thing about sports, man. It's all fun and games, but at the end of the day, we love and rep one team, not two, but one team. So shout out to everybody that reps the Dirty Birds and the Dirty Birds only. Philip, our last subject for tonight, man. What is our expectations going forward? Week 3. What do you expect from these Dirty Birds? Is this the game we get it turned around? Is this our blowout game, or is this a game we struggle to get points? We struggle in the run game. What is your expectations going forward?
Expectation. This is more of a want, but I want to be more like explosive, like we were at the end of this game. Like, say we did this all game long, we would be a force to be reckoned with, man. Like, you wouldn't expect, like, it'd be something blow everybody's mind. Oh, the Falcons is doing this thing. We haven't blown anybody's mind since 2016-17, man, and God, I want to see that again. So my expectations really, I want to. Well, I still want my expectations to see something big. Honestly, I want to continue to be explosive and be a good football unit, man. I want to continue to win.
Philip, man, we've been so busy on this show, bro. We about forgot to do our sponsor, bro. Real quick, we're going to drop an ad. We'll be right back. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that share, and hit that subscribe. We'll be back. Shout out to W, our first sponsor. If you haven't already, man, head over to W. Use our discount code DirtyBirds. Save 10% on all discounted tubs. It's a jitterless energy blend, coffee fruit extract, all natural blend. Check them out, man. We greatly appreciate it. If you do so, helps us and them as well. Real quick, we'll check the chat, and I'll give you my expectations going forward, and we'll get ready to close this thing out. Jabri says 3-0 next week, and I'm confident. Caleb Maxwell says we need to get help on that right side of our line. Facts, Caleb. And it's crazy to say that right now because we have so much talent on that right side of the line. Definitely got to get it figured out. We talked a little bit about it earlier. Be sure to catch the rerun, man, and catch that first half of the episode. Shout out to Antonio Tuggle that just tuned in on Facebook. Shout out to Preston Sapp that just tuned in as well. We greatly appreciate everybody. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. Facebook user said, Dirty Birds. That's Logan Lee Hall. Shout out to you, brother. Philip, Logan's from Baxley, man. So we got a Baxley tune in right here, man. Shout out to you.
I know. Yeah.
TDP Mojo said, "What's up, Chase? We're 2-0, even if our offense ain't pumping yet." That's a fact,
true.
brother. No matter what, our Dirty Birds are 2-0 walking away from week 2. Hope to see a 3-0 with an explosive offense. Hopefully, we get Matt Collins. I want to see more of Scotty Miller, Philip. Scotty Miller
I'm just being honest with you.
right now.
I'm not too high on Scotty. I told you this at the beginning of the season. I'm not high on him.
And I haven't seen much out of Cordell Hodges, either. So there's a lot to think about. We're gonna try to get another live in, man, this week. Just been really busy schedule with our football team that we coach, with the baby
game tomorrow.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, man. Check us out. When should we go live again, Philip? You want to go live Friday night?
There is no game this Friday, so yes, we can.
Yeah, we'll go live Friday night, man. Check us out Friday night here at Dirty Fanatics United. Catch us live at 7:30. I'll make an ad. We'll post it. Be sure to check us out, man. Philip, shout outs real quick, man, before we get ready to close this thing up.
Shout out to God for blessing us with a beautiful Sunday, man. And shout out to Arthur Smith and the Atlanta Falcons for making us 2-0 since, God, I don't know when, man. We're over 500 for the first time, and God knows how. So it feels good, man. So shout out to the fans. Shout out to everybody in the chat watching right now. Just shout out for the opportunity. And then it's a great Sunday, man. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Atlanta Falcons for letting this old Georgia boy walk away pretty happy this weekend. Bulldogs pull away with a dub. Our Appleton County Pirates pull away with a dub. And the Dirty Birds pull away with a dub. That's 3-0 for us. Out of the weekend for our sports team. So shout out to that.
We're going for 4-0 this week.
Shout out to the Dirty Birds for doing what they do. Shout out to Bijan Robinson. Shout out to Drake London. Shout out to Kyle Pitts. Shout out to Desmond Ritter, man, the leader, the guy that's over this, the guy that's at the helm of this team. Philip, want to give a shout out to everybody that's in the comment section. Shout out to you, sir, for coming on, giving me your time and these fans your time, bro. We greatly appreciate it. And like I always say, man, hit that comment, hit that like, and please hit that subscribe, man. It's free. Definitely hit the like because it pushes us out to furthermore in the Falcon universe on YouTube. So shout out to that. And shout out to Atlanta United. Victor says putting a spanking on Miami. So shout out to Atlanta United for getting the dub there. Anytime that team in the A wins, it's a good day. So definitely happy about that. With that being said, man, that's all we got for today. Check us out Friday at YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. We're going to get on Spotify. We just ain't there yet. But we growing, man. We greatly appreciate everybody that's on the journey with us. We're at 229, Philip. 300 by week 4. Let's get it. Shout out to everybody that's here. As always, man, A-Town down.
A-Town down.